An unexpected departure, potentially killing off a beloved character and waiting for forgiveness. What really kept Home Improvement from continuing might surprise you. Long before the Property Brothers and Hometown became must-watch viewing for Reno fans, there was Home Improvement. The hit ABC sitcom, which ran from 1991 to 1999, starred Tim Allen as Tim Taylor, a tool salesman who juggled the demands of his local cable show with the joys and headaches of family life. His tool-time assistant, Al Borland, played by Richard Karn, was there to clean up the mess when his partner inevitably tried to add more power to power drills and Christmas lights.
We'll be using a 1.5-inch auger bit.
Come on, Al. That's a girl drill. We need a man drill, don't we?
Taylor's traditional take on masculinity provided much of the humor both at home and on the tool show. Providing additional humor and advice was the Taylor's next-door neighbor, Wilson, played by Earl Hindman, whose face was always half hidden by his picket fence or other masks. Over its 8 seasons, Home Improvement saw the 3 Taylor boys grow into young men. Oldest son Brad, played by Zachary Ty Bryan, went off to college, while middle son Randy, played by Jonathan Taylor Thomas, entered an environmental studies program in Central America. Mom Jill, played by Patricia Richardson, pursued her own educational dreams by entering graduate school toward a psychology degree. The series ended in a 3-episode finale during which Tim left Tool Time, Al got married, and the Taylors prepared to move to Indiana for Jill's new job. However, viewers might have enjoyed at least one more year of Tim's antics, if not for a personal decision by one cast member. Home Improvement may have been a star vehicle for Tim Allen, but his co-stars were equally crucial to the show's success. As Allen's wife, Jill Taylor, Richardson was loving, but also a great foil for Taylor's would-be macho persona. Richardson wasn't the first choice for the part, and she nearly turned down the opportunity because she didn't want to play a thankless mom with no personality or interests of her own, as she told Entertainment Tonight in 2020. However, she was offered the role without even having to audition. Jill embodied the empowered woman ideal of the 90s, and the story arc of the finale showed the family uprooting to help her reach her dream of being a psychologist. Richardson's real life, however, was far more complicated. In 1995, she divorced her husband and had split custody of their 3 young children, Henry, Roxanne, and Joseph. At the time, she was also helping care for her medically fragile parents. As Richardson explained to Closer magazine, the show's long hours were taking a toll both on her and her family, and she walked. She explained, "I don't mean to sound like, oh, I sacrificed this huge thing for my children, because it's what I wanted." It was a choice she would make twice more as a cast member of Strong Medicine and The West Wing, when once again she felt her career was interfering with quality parenting time. To this day, Patricia Richardson worries Tim Allen has never really forgiven her for leaving Home Improvement. The show had already taken a hit that year with the unexpected departure of Jonathan Taylor Thomas, who played middle son Randy. However, losing Richardson was the final blow for the show. As she told Entertainment Tonight, the producers were willing to kill off her character and have the series continue with Tim Taylor as a widower.
And then Tim was like, I don't think we can do that. Then he went out and said, oh, I think it's time to end Home Improvement.
Apparently, Allen has gotten over any resentment he had over Richardson's leaving Home Improvement. She has guested on Last Man twice, in addition to appearances in Hallmark movies, also joining their former co-star for guest appearances on the show, Richard Karn and Taylor Thomas. Sadly, fans will never get to see a cameo from Tim's half-hidden neighbor Wilson. Earl Hindman died of lung cancer in 2003.